at a time where everyone says that there's no creativeness in Hollywood, and that there's it's all the same old stuff, really just being regurgitated. At a time when you could blame yourself for that just a little bit, and be honest with you, by the choices that you make in terms of streaming and entertainment and everything you talk about on social media. There's a small, let's say a little, some average Joe creators who are just still killing it, man. I mean, wow. So the people I'm talking about are the folks behind a horror franchise. It's 2 movies in, they're making a 3rd one, so I guess it's fair to say franchise, called Terrifier. The guy who wrote and directed, Damien Leone, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, with his main character, Art the Clown, played by David Howard Thornton, are just like some local guys. I saw the first movie that they came out with. It was the Atlantic City Horror Convention. It was definitely pre-COVID. I definitely remember that. So let's say 2018, 19, something like that. And I couldn't believe just how great it was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If I was nitpicking, I could probably say like 1 or 2 things, but it just felt fresh. I love the fact that, if I recall correctly, like the guys were from like Long Island and Staten Island, and they filmed the majority of the film in Trenton, New Jersey. And it was better than most of the content I've been seeing by most people at professional, Hollywood levels and things like that. And they came out with Terrifier 2. It came out October of last year, October 2022. And again, we're talking, small budget by comparison. It was being delayed because of the pandemic and everything. And they did $11 million at the box office. And I think the budget was somewhere around like a few $100,000 or something like that. And it's such a great success story. With an underground achievement of, or underground following, I guess I can say, that had some big names in it. It had Felicia Rose, and Chris Jericho, to name a few. And the movie Terrifier 2, which is the one that did gangbusters, is being re-released in theaters in November 8th to be specific. This is something that you're able to stream on Screambox. I believe it's Screambox. But I really recommend getting the physical media of these. I'm usually going to try to recommend physical media whenever possible. And this is one of those circumstances, like to support the creators. But you're going to want to watch this. If you're into horror, you're going to really fall in love with this if you haven't already. I'm fortunate enough, I saw these guys when they were, I guess they were starting to get a following. They were considered small time, but I guess by comparison. And even though I saw it in a screening room at the Showboat Casino in Atlantic City, I bought the DVD. And then when the Terrifier 2 came out, I bought the Blu-ray on that because of all the extra goodies that it came along with. And frankly, I'm very happy that I did. And again, it's just showing that if you have that dream as an independent creator of some capacity, give it a shot. Work at it. I remember Damien say, first of all, super nice guy. Super, super appreciative. He just feels like somebody that you probably have met at your local bar 1,000 times over. Just super nice. I can't stress that enough. Seeing him, and from what I remember him saying, is he came up with a bunch of ideas. He rolled out Art the Clown. I forgot what year it was, but originally from All Hallows Eve, and he realized that he kind of had something with this whole killer clown thing of sorts, and just kind of rolled with it. And he just kind of put his all into it. And I'm just so thrilled to see somebody outside of the Hollywood norm just succeeding the way they do. With Terrifier 3, I believe it's being released next year. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, whenever it does, the second movie was so damn good that I hope that they take their time and they just kind of do what it needs to do to be at that level. Because the last time I was that amazed seeing in the theater, a movie in the theater, was probably when I saw a re-release of The Exorcist in college, and I just couldn't believe how great the movie was. So it's not for the faint of heart, but it's a great first and second movie and everything like that. And that second movie was just at a whole other level. So if you get a chance, get to check out Terrifier. Try to watch the first movie and then try to support it and check it out come November, because it's an experience and you feel like you're kind of in on a really big secret that the average American doesn't know. So it's pretty darn cool.